Hello, hello, Perfidious Pete, back with more XCOM, The Long War. Our war's going pretty well so far. On our last episode, our stalwart team of Hollywood's not-so-elite sallied forth and thwarted an abduction mission. Everything went fairly smoothly. Robert Loggia even managed to remember to bring his bifocals, and as a result was able to end the fight with a little bit of swagger. He shot a thin man in the spine so hard that it made Drake flinch all the way back at headquarters. We took two rookies along on our mission. One of them shamed himself a little bit, didn't really do much, but the other one did manage to get a promotion. So we're going to head to our barracks, look him up, and assign him a new name. So we took Thomas Lee with us, and he became a Rocketeer. He'll be Thomas Lee no longer, however. And for this fellow, blonde, sort of rugged looking, kind of reminds me a little bit of a young Ian Ziering. Of course, of most recently Sharknado and Sharknado 2 fame. Pretty handy with a chainsaw, as evidenced by both of those movies, and seems like his shark-destroying skills shouldn't be too terribly difficult to translate into alien killing. So let's go ahead and name him Ian Ziering. And if he gets a nickname, yeah, you know, we'll probably name him Finn the Surf God or something along those lines. Quite a clever pun by the writers of Sharknado naming their main character Finn. Such a brilliant but subtle inclusion. So, Ian Ziering. I wonder if it's I-E or E-I. I think it's I-E. Close enough, and if we misspelled it, nobody really cares anyway. It's Ian Ziering. It was on 90210 for, like, however long it ran, for God's sake. So, only other things we have going, we do have a satellite uplink coming online in just one day, 2 days to our council report. We don't actually have a satellite to launch when the uplink goes, a bit of an oversight. What we're going to do is use our little bit of bankroll and the funds we get from our council report to construct probably a couple new satellites, and then the rest will go into most likely interceptors over the new territories that we stick them up over. So with those being done, I really don't have anything to do but wait, so let's start scanning, see if maybe we can get a mission in under the council report timer.
Complete.
Alright, nothing to say about that, Dr. Shen? No? Alright, well, good. Carry on then. Back to scanning.
Incoming transmission.
Yep, and we've got our council report then. Let's see how we did.
We are extremely impressed with
grade
the
A.
progress of the XCOM project thus far, Commander. Your recent results were beyond our expectations.
Well, if there's anything I love, it's
statement this
exceeding
council
Optimus
makes
Prime's
lightly.
expectations of me. I mean, there's nothing else that fills me with more joy in the world. So, 4 UFOs escaped. We are having a problem shooting down some UFOs based on our technology, but we do have enough laser weaponry for our interceptors coming up out of production soon, so that problem should be, hopefully, to see a decrease in that number. Got 1 bonus scientist, 2 engineers, 960 extra credits.
Remember,
so, let's start spending a little bit of that money.
Watching.
Yeah, you'll be watching, and so will Megatron and Starscream and Jazz and Ratchet and Bumblebee and all the other Transformers. The only thing is, we hopefully won't be watching a 5th installment of you. At any rate, let's spend some cash.
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander.
Uh-huh.
We're always glad to have more help down here.
Yeah, get them chained to their typewriters with the other 998 monkeys, Dr. Shen. Alright, let's get some satellites. We're going to build 2 of those. We should have an adjacency bonus to cover too, I believe. Yep, so we should have 5 available. So we've got another bonus then. That'll be good. We're ready to go there. The other thing we do is, as soon as this access lift spins, we are going to spend some money excavating over towards this steam vent as well. But until those satellites finish, we don't really want to spend this. We're just going to kind of sit on this cash for a little bit. Take a look at our aircraft list. I wouldn't actually mind buying another interceptor or 2, just so we can have them on hand, and then if we put a satellite up over, or if we put a satellite up over Europe or South America or a place where we don't have an interceptor, we can always just transfer them. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and order 1 interceptor over North America. And then it's back to scanning. Just grab us a mission.
Access lift operational.
Alright, well, we're going to spend the rest of our cash then excavating. We're going to start digging. And then back to scanning. So, anybody else want to get a mission here, or do we want to get some more interruptions, maybe? I don't know, Dr. Shen or Dr. Valen have something not relevant to say. A lot of people returning to duty, and that's good. We had a bunch of soldiers who were tired and a bunch that were injured. So it's good to see some of these folks coming back out of the hospital, particularly Uncle Mel Gibson. It's so good to have Uncle Mel back. Carry on. If we do decide to take a shiv, got weapon gyros for our shiv now. That'll be an next edition. And there we go. So, small UFO coming out of Japan. Aliens seem really interested in Japan lately. They've been doing a lot of missions over that way. Well, let's go ahead and send out our best trooper. Reason we're going to do our most aggressive guy first here, or at least our most skilled pilot. We are going to have the interceptor cannons coming out soon, and it's best to just equip them on an interceptor that's damaged. That way, as it's being repaired, it's also re-equipping its weapons. You don't have to take downtime from one that's not damaged to rearm it.
Bangs out.
Fangs out. Well, based on our pilot's skill levels and performance, I wouldn't really say fangs is appropriate. I would say more like, I don't know.
Contact lost.
Mittens out? Probably more like mittens. Fantastic work from that pilot there, by the way, as well. Oh, and we have... Okay, well, no need to shoot it down if it's just going to land. Thanks for saving us the trouble, I suppose. So, we've got a landed UFO. Go ahead and we are going to clear out all these units. I think almost everyone is out of the hospital, which is good. That should give us a chance to put together a really crack team for a landed UFO. Landed UFO is going to have pretty heavy resistance. We are going to take Uncle Mel Gibson, of course. Uncle Mel reduces the fatigue of all other members in his party. And for Uncle Mel, we have a... Do we have a laser sniper rifle yet? Is that not done? Still not done with the laser sniper rifle. Wow, that's a drawback. That's alright. Uncle Mel, doesn't matter what weapon you put in his hand. You give him any kind of weapon, he's going to kill Gary Busey with it. It doesn't matter what it is. Could be a sharp stake, toothpick, rifle, rocket launcher, grenade. Doesn't matter. He'll get the job done. And for Uncle Mel, scope and the laser sight's fine. Attack armor is also fine for him, since he's going to be far enough away that it won't really matter. Who else should we grab here? Well, we like to take Jaden Smith when Jaden's not hurt. He's got the mad ghost skills after all. For Jaden, I don't believe scatter lasers are finished yet either. Nope, so just still sporting the regular garden variety shotgun is Jaden, and that's going to mean that his loadout will be fine. John Penn still a little bit weary. We should have another infantry. Let's grab All Day Lohan, fresh out of the hospital. No doubt reeling from the huge quantities of narcotics pumped into her veins over the last 30 days. Alternatively, rather than say a stint in the hospital, one could say it was a stint in rehab, and perhaps she's the soberest she's been in... when did they make Herbie Reloaded? What was it, in the late 90s? Let's say since the set of Herbie Reloaded. So, lasers, rifle, scope, high-capacity mags for Lindsay. Grab an engineer. Actually, we should probably take... Is the Beebs out of the hospital? Hey! Old Scarecrow is back. Let's get Scarecrow out on the mission. I believe his loadout's going to be fine. Looking good. Now, if he only had a brain, he'd be set. But beggars can't be choosers, so the Bieber's going to head out. We'll grab an engineer, but not Kim Kardashian. Take old Jesse Tool, Pusher James. We get to push her out there. Looks solid. And for a landed UFO, I'm really not comfortable taking a rookie. Landed UFOs tend to be fairly dangerous, and wouldn't be unheard of us at this point for us to run into something along the lines of like a cyber disc, perhaps. So I'm going to take some more experienced troopers. We're going to grab Robert Loge. You know what? We need a gunner, actually. Let's grab Joss Whedon. Oh, you know what? Whedon does not have... if we're going to take a gunner, we've got to have a gunner with shredder ammo. So whichever gunner we have that has shredder ammo... Is Paris Hilton back? Paris Hilton is not back. Okay, Paris Hilton's going to still be in the hospital. That means it's going to have to be Big Mama, Martin Lawrence. He's going to grab his patented Shenane brand Gatling laser and head out diving into action. We're going to give him a scope and a laser sight as well. And no rookie on this mission, like I said. For landed UFO, I'm just uncomfortable taking a rookie along. We may need extra firepower. And in this case, that extra firepower is going to come in the form of a shiv, because we're going to want something that's also expendable. So, old Tweaky is going to get the call. And we're going to give him weapon gyros, because, hey, they're finished, why not? The extra 5 aim and 5 critical for him, so no problem there. And that's going to be our loadout, so let's launch it out. Alright, and it's time to play Wheel of Locations with Central. What's they got for us, Vanna? Where are they going to send us this time? They going to tell us Japan is an uninhabited wasteland? Or that we are in fact in Japan when clearly it looks more like North Korea or maybe Cambodia?
You'll be heading into Japan for the next mission.
Yep, they didn't even get the... Well, they're not even on the right continent for starters.
We need to secure the surrounding area and eliminate any hostiles before they threaten the local population.
It's a fucking forest. What local population? Are we out protecting like bunnies and squirrels and shit now? Come on, Central. Come on. I mean, if you want to send us on a suicide mission, that's cool. Don't lie to us and tell us we're protecting the population. Just tell us you want us dead.
Roger that, Big Sky. Strike 1, you are green to deploy. Approach with extreme caution. Current enemy status at the site is unknown.
Yeah, well, you didn't even know where the enemy site was, or the site was itself. Why the hell would you know what the enemy status is at the location? Idiot. Alright, so just going to take a scan around the map here, sort of find my zone walls. Alright, and then it's going to be up to old Justin Bieber here. Scarecrow's going to... It's a battle scanner.
Got something over here.
Oh, well, so we've already encountered the enemy. We've got a Muton and a floater. Alright, well, we're going to hold off on the Beebs then. Mel Gibson has a shot from where he's at. We definitely want to kill that Muton as quickly as possible. Alright, the Muton is in cover, and Mutons actually have an ability where they get more difficult to hit. Their defense goes up the more enemies they have in sight. So Martin Lawrence. What we really need to do is grab our engineer. Where you at? Where's Jesse James? Alright. Now, Jesse's not going to be able to get close enough. I was hoping we could get Jesse close enough that he could pitch a grenade and maybe wreck that guy's cover. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So what we're going to do then, we're going to start taking our high percentage shots with anybody who's out of range. What's Bieber's chance to hit? Absolutely miserable. So most likely Bieber's going to wind up throwing a smoke grenade because our cover options are not exactly brilliant from where we're located currently. So we're going to move Mel Gibson up into cover. And as you notice, even just from moving, his percent chance to hit has gone down. That's because the Muton can now see him. 45% is just awful. And it's only going to get worse with every unit we put into range. Let's go ahead and take the shot with Martin Lawrence. Actually, Martin Lawrence is going to suppress him with hollow targeting. This will give everybody else a bonus chance to hit, so it makes all our other subsequent shots more likely to hit, and it makes the Muton, his return fire is going to be less effective. So that brings Uncle Mel up to 55%. And we knew Uncle Mel was going to hit because Uncle Mel don't fucking miss, man. Doesn't matter what the guy's got in his hand. He'll kill you with a paper clip if he's got a. Alright, so the Muton intimidated. We're going to take Lindsay Lohan to this full cover. Alright, she does not have a shot, which is okay. We're actually putting Lindsay on Overwatch. We're actually going to sort of need to reposition. I'd like, as much as I'd like to get a smoke grenade down, I really think we're going to actually need to reposition the Beebs. The Beebs is not in a good spot. We're actually going to go ahead and move Bieber. So no smoke grenade, just better cover for the Beebs, but with the suppression, that should be sufficient to keep the aliens head down. My concern is that it will likely throw a grenade, and it probably will. In its current positions, it'll probably throw it at Bieber. So we're going to take some steps to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Going to take Jesse James. He's going to flank position. We're going to take our Shiv, and we want it to be... Well, we're not going to get it any closer than Bieber. That's a problem. So let's just try and get a shot with the Shiv then. Maybe we could take the Muton down. 30%. We'll take it. It's going to miss. And it's almost guaranteed. Do we have an assault trooper? We do not. So we're going to take Jaden Smith, dash him up to full cover. We're going to have to hope that our suppression is enough. Wouldn't be surprised to see this muton pitch a grenade, however. Oh, well, muton moved through the suppression and Martin Lawrence gunned him down. So it looks like our floater's taking a shot at the Shiv, which is perfect. That's actually why we brought the Shiv along. Doing his job, keeping someone more important out of the hospital. Although he's only going to be able to do that one more time. And there are some more mutons on the map. We can hear them wandering around. We're going to have Jaden come up and take out this floater. He should be able to get the kill. Really, only 66, huh? Well, we'll take a 63. It's a hit, but no kill for Jaden. That's okay. That gives Uncle Mel the chance to finish it off. We'll take the shot with Uncle Mel for the kill. Because Uncle Mel doesn't miss. Never tell him the odds.
I'm on the move.
Alright, Bieber now this turn is definitely going to throw a battle scanner. We've got other mutons on the map. We need to suss out where they're at. We're going to have the Beebs pitch one out here.
Getting a better look.
Alright, so that direction looks clear. We'll bring Jesse James forward a little bit. That means we'll start moving over in this direction. Our alien craft's probably up, is right there actually.
Eyes on the prize.
So we're going to take some fairly cautious advanced maneuvers.
Understood. Moving out.
Come up on this ship and try and start taking out the enemies that are going to be inside of it. Hopefully we'll get a double ethereal as the command party rather than something more difficult. Our ship's going to reload. We're going to take some actions here, probably make sure everybody's weapons are full. We do want to make sure everyone's at full capacity. Got some floaters, some mutons. So probably what we're looking at then is a pod of floaters, at least one other, or possibly a floater and a muton.
That's affirmative.
And then should be at least one ethereal, possibly two ethereals in the landed aircraft. So Jane's going to go on Overwatch.
Overwatch. Aye, aye.
We will move our Shiv forward just a tiny bit, nothing too terrifyingly aggressive. Just enough to reveal the ship, and then our Shiv will Overwatch. And this is going to give everybody else a chance to just kind of catch up.
Location confirmed.
And Jesse James is going to be an integral part of this assault, especially when you're dealing with mutons. You really need him to destroy cover to give your other troopers the best possible chance to hit. And again, Jesse also has holo targeting, I believe, so that makes him... does he have holo targeting? Yeah, Jesse has holo targeting. And that's going to make anyone who fires after him, again, even more likely to connect. So
Roger that.
Lindsay Lohan's aim is pretty good, but if a muton can see a lot of your troopers, it's always best to have as many holo targeting shots on them as you can. And we'll bring the beams up to this rock. I really don't like the lack of cover on the approach to this vessel. It's almost all half cover, no real full cover anywhere. Alright, so we've got definitely a floater inside the ship. And what we don't want to happen is to have our forces engaged with whatever is inside this ship, and then have another pod wander in on us.
Position confirmed.
So we're going to consolidate just a bit. Would really be nice for Martin Lawrence to be able to move and then still get a reload in. I'm actually just going to have him reload. That suppression chewed up a lot of his ammo.
I'm on it, Commander.
We're going to have Jaden Smith reload as well. And then we're going to bring our Shiv forward. We're going to keep it back just a bit. We don't want to look inside the ship this turn. We'll do that next turn. So Overwatch for our Shiv. We can move Mel then into a good firing position where he should be able to see inside the ship, and then we can bring the Beebs up close for a little extra fire support. That growl there sound gives Lindsay Lohan flashbacks. It sounds a lot like the MGM line. And every time she hears it, she flashes back to the time she saw Jamie Lee Curtis changing in the dressing room on the set of Freaky Friday. She's never been able to look at intestinal health and bacterial support the same since she started doing Activa commercials. So our Shiv then, our goal here is to try to get sight inside the ship with our Shiv this turn. Alright, so we've got one ethereal. And that ethereal made actually what could arguably be considered a terrible move. Has some good cover, but we can fix that. So we're going to bring Jesse James up. And Jesse, actually, you know what? I'm not sure if we will be able to destroy the wall of a UFO with an HE grenade. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can't. We could take a 41% shot with a hollow targeting. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Alternatively, we could also throw in an AP grenade. That's not going to do a whole lot of damage to this guy, however. Probably 4. And explosives inside would potentially risk blowing up some of the components, which we would like to avoid if at all possible. Lindsay Lohan has a reasonable shot at killing him. Probably what we're going to do then, where is Martin Lawrence? Not where he needs to be. Alright, well that means it's up to Jaden Smith. We're going to have Jaden Smith run up behind this rock, which is terrible cover, but really all we need him to do is to shoot at the alien. We want him to get a hollow targeting shot on. Does Jaden have hollow targeting? Jaden does not have hollow targeting. What's his flush shot like? Not great. Well, I thought Jaden had hollow targeting, but he does not. So then it's up to Jesse James with the hollow targeting shot. He scored a hit and hit with the hollow targeting. Brilliant. That's going to give Lohan a pretty good chance to clean us up. One hit from Lohan, and if worst case scenario, at this point Jaden Smith could finish him off with a grenade if he has to. But he doesn't have to. Lindsay Lohan, lights out.
Neutralized.
New and recently sober, she's proving surprisingly effective.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
And we're going to double move then with Jaden Smith. There will likely be some additional aliens inside this craft. Overwatch for our Shiv. Going to bring Uncle Mel forward just a titch. Uncle Mel's going to overwatch.
Eyes on the prize.
And we're going to move Bieber over here to this rock just in case next turn there are no enemies that we can see. That way we can have the Biebs throw another battle scanner to Overwatch. Alright, so we've got at least one floater and there is still a Muton running around somewhere. So let's have the Biebs pitch another battle scanner. Gotta spot those aliens.
Scanners online.
What do you see, Biebs? Nothing. Alright, well. When you gotta do something stupid, well, nothing normally says stupid like Justin Bieber, but we're not gonna risk him. We're gonna do something stupid with this guy instead. Doing stupid things is our Shiv's job at this point. Now, we could take the flank shot. It's 75% and it would be a kill, but we're almost certain to lose our Shiv to that Muton if we do that. So let's see what else we can engineer before we decide to go that route. Are we going to be able to get any other kind of shots on the enemy or any kind of good setup? What about Uncle Mel? Does Uncle Mel have a shot? He does not. What about if he comes up here? Aha! 60% shot. Uncle Mel is absolutely going to take it. Alright, so Uncle Mel was able to connect on the Muton. Once we get Uncle Mel a more advanced weapon, he's going to be in real good shape. So we chipped 4 damage in on the Muton. What can we do with Jaden Smith? Not much, really. We're actually going to bring Jaden over this way. He's going to go on Overwatch.
Scanning.
We're actually going to leave Jesse James right where he is. He's going to go on Overwatch. What we're going to do, we're going to try and set a little Overwatch trap for the enemy. Lindsay Lohan's going to reload, actually. 69% chance, actually, for Martin Lawrence. We're going to go ahead and take that. Well, that's a miss, which is unfortunate.
I'll get him next time.
And then what we're going to do with our Shiv is drop back. Let's see how the aliens react. Let's see if we can pull them forward into some of our Overwatch. Alright, we're going to get at least one Overwatch shot. Jesse James hit with the Muton. That's good. Nice connect. And the Muton is out of movement. Alright, so we're going to get a reaction shot here from Jaden Smith. Also a hit. And so our Overwatch trap so far has panned out pretty good dividends. Yeah, I gotta say, that worked about as well as we could have possibly hoped in all reality. So, we're going to go ahead and have Uncle Mel finish off the Muton since that's his only target. 91%, that's going to be a kill for Uncle Mel. Aim small, miss small, just like in the Patriot, Mel. You got it, buddy. If only you had been able to shoot the depression that killed Heath Ledger, you might have still been alive. Dark Knight Returns wouldn't have been quite... Well, it was still pretty good, but it would have been better because you could have had the Joker again. So, Jaden Smith only needs to do 1 damage. We're just going to take the 92% flush shot chance here. That'll be a kill. If we have to bait out the Overwatch, we can do it with our Shiv. Really what we're going to do is just take another 69% with Martin Lawrence, and that's a kill. And that may be in the mission, actually. Oh, nope, there's still 1 pod of aliens somewhere. Alright. Alright, so we're going to send our Shiv to try and scout them out then, since we still have at least 1 more group of aliens. Overwatch for the Beebs. Gonna reload for Jesse James. Overwatch for Lindsay Lohan. And let's see if we can get a listen in and find the direction where they're coming from.
There's something out there.
Alright, so we've got 1 more pod of floaters, probably on the back side of that ship. If there's one thing we know about floaters, it's that they like to come around from the backside. That's a alien anal probe joke.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alright, so Overwatch for Jaden. Actually, we're going to kind of shift our whole team's position just a little bit. We're going to move this Shiv just laterally, and then Overwatch it. And we're going to have the rest of our units sort of just swing around the alien, or swing around the spaceship. Mel's going to reload. Gonna put the Beebs here on the corner. Beebs will be on Overwatch.
I feel it, Commander.
This James is just going to shuffle over. Bieber was keeping his spot warm for him. Although, I don't know if I'd want to be anywhere Bieber was keeping warm.
Aye, aye.
Moving to designated.
And Lindsay Lohan's going to dash. And then Martin Lawrence is also going to dash to this log. Speaking of which, Martin Lawrence probably going to have to take some time off from the XCOM project soon. He and Jaden Smith's dad are going to team up to revamp the buddy cop flick. Going to appear in Bad Boys 3. Means we'll be exposed to more of the terrible Inner Circle What You Gonna Do anthem, which I know everyone who was alive in 1994 is really looking forward to. So let's take Jaden and see if we can pop that wave, and if we have to, we'll try and bait him back into an Overwatch trap again, but I still no vision on the aliens. These aliens are proving remarkably crafty. So of course our Shiv spawns in, got 3 floaters, should get an Overwatch shot here from Jaden. That's terrible, actually.
Shot failed to connect. Burning through ammo, fast.
Alright, so our Shiv is going to need to do something remarkable. And it has really nothing remarkable that it can do. So let's take a low percentage chance here at this floater and just hope we can get lucky. We did in fact get lucky. So that panned out better than we had hoped. Martin Lawrence, 69 and 69. So much like what he and Gina frequently did in the apartment, we're going to take the 69. Damn, Gina!
Damn it.
Worked out about as well there as the oral pleasure did for Gina. Which is to say, not at all. Mel Gibson's going to go on Overwatch. You know what? If we can get a smoke grenade to cover our Shiv, we can. Can we get one to cover both our Shiv and Jaden Smith simultaneously? Can we just get one to cover Jaden Smith? No. So we're going to drop smoke on our Shiv then.
Pop and smoke.
There's nothing better for him to do. And all that likely means is that Jaden Smith is now going to be shot and killed. Jaden Smith is currently flanked. So let's move Lohan up. We've got to get more people into a firing position. Got really unlucky with that Shiv popping that wave. And Jesse James also going to dash. So Jaden's going to need to survive at least one flank shot. I don't have any idea what those floaters are doing. They appear... the AI for floaters is sometimes very confusing, but it worked out to our benefit, so we are not going to complain. Jaden Smith could have easily been killed there. Instead, going to walk away unscathed.
Negative ammo. I'm spent.
We do need to get vision, however, on that remaining floater. We should be able to do that with our Shiv. There we go. Up, it was on Overwatch, but that's what the Shiv is for. And it even managed to make the alien miss. Ah, Tweaky. He's hard to hit because he's short. Also, he angers you with his unbelievable irritating speech.
Operational objectives completed.
Angers his foes into missing. That's the reason Buck Rogers never kicked his head off, so he just kept missing. So, 9 aliens dead, 0 XCOM operatives lost. Gonna get some good salvage since this UFO actually landed. So, other than putting our interceptor in the shop for probably 4.5 months, that was actually a pretty successful little run. Now let's see if Dr. Valen or Dr. Shin bitches at us about not getting meld or whatever trivial bullshit they like to complain about. Well, not this time. Both of them kept their mouth shut. That's good. So, promotion for Lohan. Fantastic. And what should we take? Aggression? We might actually take aggression with Lindsay Lohan. It's not a terrible. 10% critical per enemy in sight with a maximum of 30. It would lead to a lot of critical shots in most situations where Lohan is going to be firing, but suppression we also really, really like. Tactical sense is also very, very good. So this is a tough pick. I think for Lohan, we are actually going to go just our standard infantry squad loadout, and we're going to give her suppression. One of the reasons I really like suppression, other than just making the aliens flat out miss or frequently hunker down or go on Overwatch, it also really, really limits the distance they can throw grenades and explosives, which in the later game becomes a pretty significant bonus if you can keep your enemy from chucking grenades at you. Martin Big Mama Lawrence and Shanae earned... I don't understand why he's never holding Shanae at the end. You'd think he'd want to show her off. I don't know, I guess maybe you can only do the Big Mama suit. You can't do 2 types of different cross-dressing at the same time. Some kind of transgender implosion would occur, I suppose. Tactical sense would be quite good. Executioner also would be quite good. Danger zone is useful in that it gives his suppression an area effect. But for Martin Lawrence, I'm actually not going to take suppression. We actually have, I believe... The problem with the danger zone ability is that the area of effect on the suppression is really, really small. That's more of a useful ability for Rocketeers. The suppression, you're almost never going to be able to suppress more than one enemy at a time with it. For Martin Lawrence, we're actually going to take Tactical Sense. And then Jaden Smith, who was ghosting all over hell through the last mission. Scentless, fearless, and unimposed. And for Jaden, he's probably going to take Sprinter. Although low profile is very, very tempting, because Jaden actually already has a pretty good foot speed. You know what? Actually, with Jaden, we're going to take low profile instead. That may be an unpopular choice, actually, but given my style of play, I actually think I prefer it. And Tweaky, damaged, but only for 6 days, and nobody, let's face it, it's for a week. Everyone's going to be relieved that he's not around. So despite not even spotting a meld canister on the mission, we somehow managed to recover 12 meld, which is nice. 2 UFO flight computers and a UFO power source, and assorted other goodies. I can't help but notice we didn't recover any muton corpses, which seems odd because we killed 2 of them. So, with those things done, we have no other base maintenance or anything that needs to be completed. We're waiting for some excavation to finish, and we're going to wrap the episode up. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure and drop a like in the comments section down below. I know Ian Ziering himself will personally send you a thank you, and parenthetical, he absolutely will not. I'm sure he has no idea who we are or that he exists. But if you enjoyed the episode, drop a like in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.